burning when I pee? Is it gonorrhea? Is it chlamydia? Am I dying? So, you had sex. Things got steamy, you went to bed all chill, and then bam! You're on Google at 2 a.m., typing with shaky hands, reading about every STI known to humankind. Listen, your pee might feel like liquid fire, but this doesn't automatically mean you've got a love letter from chlamydia. It could just be a good old urinary tract infection. You know, the painfully annoying but totally treatable kind. They look like STIs. They feel like STIs, but they're not. And the more you understand the signs, the faster you can stop spiraling, start healing, and, most importantly, not text your entire X list in a panic. Before we dive in, smash that like button if you've ever self-diagnosed off Google, hit subscribe for more zero-judgment health talk, and comment your most ridiculous bathroom freakout moment. We're all human here. Let's get something straight right off the bat. UTIs don't care if you're careful. UTIs don't wait for a convenient time. UTIs don't ask for permission. They just show up, and they love making an entrance right after sex. Sounds familiar? So why does sex often feel like the trigger? Simple biology. In people with vaginas, the urethra, the little tube that carries pee out of your body, is short and located really close to both the vagina and anus. That means any kind of friction, movement, pressure, especially during sex, can push bacteria, especially E. coli, straight up into the urethra. But I'm not dirty. Let's kill this myth right now. Getting a UTI doesn't mean you're dirty, unhygienic, or gross. UTIs happen to people who shower daily, people who never miss a checkup, even people who are celibate. This isn't about shame, it's about understanding your body. That's not because you're dirty. That's just how anatomy works. Let's dive into a story first, because sometimes nothing hits like a real-life moment of, oh crap, am I dying? Let's say you've just had sex, or went for a long hike in tight jeans, or forgot to pee after a workout. The bacteria begin their slow creep upward. The silent build-up. You might feel fine for the first 6 to 48 hours. No pain, no pressure, no red flags. Then, like a light switch, the symptoms hit. You're suddenly peeing 10 times an hour, feeling like your bladder's full even when it's not, burning like crazy when you urinate, feeling pressure or pain in your lower belly, maybe seeing a bit of blood in your urine. It's alarming, it's uncomfortable, and it's easy to misinterpret. Story: Emily's Panic. Emily is 21. She just started college, moved to a new city, and is exploring adulthood. 2 weeks into her freshman year, she wakes up feeling weird. There's this annoying pressure low in her belly. She goes to pee, and ouch, it stings. She brushes it off, thinking maybe it's just a one-time thing, but then it gets worse. She's peeing 10 times before lunch, and each time feels like lava is coming out. Emily, being the modern-day human she is, turns to Google. Burning when urinating plus pressure, chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis. Full-blown panic mode. She texts her best friend in all caps, "Dude, I think I have an STI. I'm dead." But spoiler alert, Emily didn't have an STI. She had a urinary tract infection, a UTI, common, painful, treatable, and easily confused with something much scarier. A urinary tract infection, UTI, happens when bacteria, usually E. coli, which lives in your gut, makes its way into your urinary tract, the system that includes your bladder, urethra, and kidneys. It's especially common in people with vaginas because the urethra is shorter and closer to the rectum. Biology can be so inconvenient sometimes. But why does it feel like a sexually transmitted infection, STI? Because UTIs and STIs share several overlapping symptoms, especially during the incubation and early onset stages. Here's where the confusion begins. Early symptoms. When the body sounds the alarm. Let's revisit Emily's experience. Here are the classic UTI symptoms she experienced. The overlap is intense, especially the burning, the pressure, and the general feeling of my body's attacking me. But there are subtle differences too. UTI doesn't typically cause vaginal or penile discharge. UTI rarely causes itching or external irritation. UTI symptoms usually appear quickly, within 24 to 72 hours. STI symptoms can take days or weeks to appear after contact. How the infection develops. If left untreated, a UTI doesn't just hang out politely, it climbs, starts in the urethra, moves into the bladder, can travel up to the kidneys. And once it hits the kidneys, that's when you're looking at serious illness. Back pain, high fever, nausea, even hospitalization. This isn't fear-mongering, it's reality. Let's talk kidney infections, aka pyelonephritis. If you've never had one, imagine this. You're running a fever of 103 degrees. Your back hurts like hell. You're nauseous. You can't keep fluids down. You're curled up in a ball, barely able to function. And now, you're in the hospital with an IV drip, antibiotics pumped straight into your bloodstream, and days of recovery. Story: Marcus's wake-up call. Marcus, 26, thought UTIs were a girl thing. So when he started peeing fire and feeling wiped out, he assumed it was dehydration or stress. Fast forward 3 days, and he's in the ER with a 103-degree fever and a kidney infection. The doctors told him flat out, another 24 hours without treatment, and this would have been a blood infection. Lesson: UTIs don't care about gender, and they don't wait patiently. Some people ignore UTIs because they think it's an STI. They feel shame, embarrassment, they're scared to get tested, so they wait it out. And it gets worse. Case: Andre, 20. I was too scared to get checked. I thought it was gonorrhea. I didn't want to tell my girlfriend. I Googled stuff and tried to drink cranberry juice. I ended up at the ER a week later. It was just a UTI, but by then it had hit my kidneys. You know what would have saved him the hospital bill? A $25 urgent care appointment and a pee test. Don't let fear delay treatment. Don't diagnose yourself. Don't suffer in silence. If you're in a relationship, sexual or romantic, and you're experiencing symptoms, ignoring them doesn't just affect you. It affects your partner, your trust, your safety as a couple. Ignoring symptoms and blaming your partner can lead to unnecessary fights, drama, and broken communication, all over something that was never an STI. How to treat a UTI. Fast, simple, and effective. Here's the good news. Most UTIs are treatable within days, if you act fast. Step-by-step treatment. 1. Get tested. A simple urine test can confirm a UTI. 2. See a provider. Online or in person, you'll need a prescription for antibiotics. 3. Take the full course. Even if symptoms fade, don't skip pills. 4. Hydrate like crazy. Water helps flush bacteria out. 5. Avoid caffeine, alcohol. These can irritate the bladder more. 6. Avoid sex during treatment. Your body needs rest, not friction. Fun fact, some people take phenazopyridine, Azo, an OTC med that helps numb the pain, but it's not a cure, just symptom relief. How to prevent UTIs. No shame, no guilt, no "you brought this on yourself" attitude. Prevention is about empowerment, not punishment. Here are some real-life, easy habits to protect yourself. 1. Pee after sex. Yes, every time. You've probably heard this 1,000 times. Go pee after sex. And no, it's not just some old wives' tale. It's not awkward. It's not unsexy. It's smart. Peeing after sex helps flush out bacteria that may have entered the urethra during friction or penetration. It takes 30 seconds, and it could save you a week of misery. Story: Tasha, 18. I used to skip the post-sex bathroom trip. I'd cuddle and fall asleep. Next day, UTI every time. Now my boyfriend literally reminds me, It's part of our routine. No more UTIs since. 2. Wipe front to back. Quick tip: always wipe front to back, every time. No exceptions. It sounds obvious, but it matters more than people realize. Wiping back to front, especially after a bowel movement, can drag bacteria toward your urethra. And that's like giving E. coli a first-class ticket straight to the bladder. 3. Don't hold your pee too long. 4. Stay hydrated. Hydration ruins defense. The more water you drink, the more often you pee, the more bacteria you flush. The healthier your bladder lining stays. Aim for at least 8 glasses a day. More if you're active. 5. Avoid harsh soaps or douches. We all want to feel clean, right? But there's such a thing as being too clean, especially in your intimate areas. Harsh soaps, scented body washes, and aggressive scrubbing can disrupt the natural bacterial balance, drying out the skin and killing off good bacteria that help protect you. You do not need lemon-scented soap, bubble baths, or douches to clean yourself down there. The genital area is self-regulating. Overcleaning, killing off protective bacteria. This throws your pH off and opens the door to infections. Stick to warm water, unscented soap, if needed. Gently washing the outer area, only never put soap inside the vagina or urethra. 6. Wear breathable cotton underwear. When you're wearing tight leggings or synthetic underwear all day, especially after working out, you're creating the perfect storm. Heat, pollute moisture, plus trapped bacteria. All of that increases your risk of a UTI. Case: Mia, 20. I lived in yoga pants, lived in them. I'd go to the gym, sweat it out, and keep them on for hours after. I didn't know it was a problem. Then boom, I got my first UTI. Doctor told me, change out of sweaty clothes ASAP. It never crossed my mind before. 7. Don't overclean. The vagina, penis, cleans itself pretty well. Story: Rachel's clean girl. Mistake. Rachel, 19, was obsessed with being squeaky clean, like 3-shower-a-day clean. She used scented body wash, feminine wipes, and sprayed herself with body mist. Down there. You know what happened next? Burning, discomfort, UTI, and then another, and another. Finally, a nurse practitioner told her the truth. You're scrubbing away the good bacteria. Your body needs balance, not perfume. Rachel ditched the chemicals, started drinking more water, and started peeing after sex. Result? 0 UTIs in a year. Story: Zach's false STI. Breakdown. Zach, 22, was in a new relationship. A week after their first time together, he started feeling a dull ache while peeing. There was some pressure, and he felt like he had to go constantly. He freaked out. His brain went into spiral. She gave me an STI. She cheated. My life is ruined. He ghosted her, blocked her on everything, went to the clinic, and guess what? Just a UTI. When he told the nurse what he thought, she laughed gently and said, "You'd be shocked how many breakups happen over a bladder infection." Zach felt awful. He unblocked his girlfriend and apologized. And then they had a real talk about health, testing, communication, and trust. Morale of the story: don't panic, don't ghost, just pee in a cup. Pee tests. Let's talk diagnostics for a sec. If you're ever confused between a UTI or STI, a urine test can be your best friend. UTI urine tests look for white blood cells, bacteria, and nitrites. STI tests might include O urine test for gonorrhea, chlamydia, O swab test, vaginal, penile, or throat, O blood test for syphilis, HIV, etc. Don't self-diagnose. Don't WebMD yourself into a breakdown. Test, confirm, treat. So, now that you know UTIs are the dramatic cousins of actual STIs, you've got the power to chill out, take action, and stop letting WebMD scare you into thinking you're patient zero for the apocalypse. Remember, most UTIs just need a test, a few days of antibiotics, some hydration, and a little rest from the sexy stuff. That's it. And hey, your body isn't gross, it's not broken, it's just trying to tell you something. Learning to listen to it? That's called growing up. That's called power. So the next time your pee acts up, don't panic. Just handle it like the legend you are. Like this video if your bladder's ever betrayed you. Share this with someone who once panic texted their ex. Subscribe if you want more real talk about real bodies, without the horror movie vibes. And drop a comment. What's a health thing you thought was terrifying, but turned out to be kinda chill once you understood it? See you in the next episode. Stay hydrated, stay informed, and for the love of your urethra, pee after sex.